Here at the Denny Sanford Premier Center, IUPUI women's basketball edging out and defeating South Dakota State 65-61 in overtime in front of a raucous South Dakota State Jackrabbit heavy crowd. And that means IUPUI will take on number 1 seed Western Illinois in the Summit League title game tomorrow at 1 o'clock. The Leathernecks already lost to IUPUI twice this year, but Coach Gravina and company hoping that it will be the third time the charm against Austin Parkinson's pesky IUPUI Jaguars. It's a 1-2 showdown tomorrow for the Summit League Championship to find out who will punch their ticket to the big dance, the NCAA tournament. You can find the game on your television on ESPNU tomorrow at 1. Game tips off at 1:05, and of course News 3 will keep you covered. From Sioux Falls, I'm Danny Frey.
For Brett Taylor, it was never a question where he wanted to continue his football career.
Growing up, Western was always a school. My parents would take me to every single game. I had Thanksgiving dinner with Mike Cyphers when I was a little kid, and fell in love with the program. And then in high school, they offered me, junior year, they were my very first offer.
It's been fun to watch Brett evolve from the goofy little kid who ran around on the block to somebody who really figured out what he wanted to do, be dedicated to his sport.
The Macomb community has always been there for Brett.
It means a lot, they were supporting me way back when I was a little kid playing Little League Baseball. They supported me all throughout high school, and then when I got here, they've been supporting me as well. So they've been with me since the beginning, and I can't thank them enough for that.
I feel that he thinks that Macomb High, the city of Macomb, is his home and his big family.
However, he has also had an impact on the community he grew up in.
Look how many kids at Halloween were dressed up as Brett Taylor. That right there says it all.
That was probably one of the coolest things I've ever seen in my life. My mom was sending me pictures at kids at her school. Kids came over to actually my house to take pictures with me, and that was just an awesome feeling.
It's a really nice thing for the community because it really shows those kids at that level that you can go on and do things if you put your mind to it.
Coach Sears and others have seen Brett improve in more ways than one over the years.
In the last 2 or 3 years, he has just grown not only as a football player, but as a person. And the kids love him. And, the thing about it is that he might be at camp and I might turn around and there might be 15 third graders on top of him and he's carrying the football and they're trying to tackle him. He's a big kid at heart.
The impact that you can have on, the small Rushvilles, Good Hopes, Macombs, you talk about that and kids say, can I do it? And they go, oh yeah, they can do it. And really people have missed out if they haven't come out to see him play.
Western Illinois women's basketball trying to build on back-to-back wins at home versus Southeast Missouri State. Summit League Player of the Week Taylor Higginbotham introduced by the velvety tones of News 3's own John Benedek. Olivia Brown rifles it down inside to Higginbotham, takes a tumble, but is rewarded for it. Good ball movement early on for the Leathernecks, resulting in a Michelle Farrow trifecta. And then Emily Clemens, she's eyeing the WIU all-time assist record. She adds another as Farrow knocks down another tray. The Leathernecks got off to a 17-2 start. The Redhawks tried to claw themselves back into the game. This corner three by Adriana Murphy sure helped. And boy, can Morgan Bloomer shoot the basketball. Shows it here from the wing as WIU tried to overpower SEMO in the second quarter. Higginbotham splits 2 defenders, still scores. Counted and won Western by 20. Clemens doing what she does best on the run, dishing it to Higginbotham for the transition layup, 52-25 WIU at half. Leathernecks had a little bit of a scoring drought in the third quarter, but Farrow snaps them out of it. The Leathernecks cruise past the Redhawks. 2 undefeated teams meeting in Elmwood as the Trojans played host to the Bushnell West Prairie Sparklones on Friday night. Devin Yoakum, one of the standout players for BWP, trying to help his team move to 5-0. After taking an early 8-0 lead, the Trojan would go to special teams for their next score. Devin Yoakum punts it away to Sam Hedrick, who takes it 58 yards to the hizzy 14-0 Elmwood Brimfield with 5:46 left in the first quarter. But a charge out of Bushnell West Prairie early in the second quarter. Tyler Donaldson breaks it open around the left tackle and goes 55 yards for the score. The Sparklones trailed 16-6 of 8:56 left in the third quarter. Luke Wyatt adds another score for the Trojans, fighting his way in from 1 yard out, 22-6 EB of only 17 seconds left in the first half. And then Hedrick with 3 minutes left in the ball game on the plunge up the middle to seal the deal. 38-20 Elmwood Brimfield. That would be the final score, as Elmwood Brimfield most likely the Trojans playoff bound with 5 wins. The Sparklones drop to 4-1 and face another undefeated 5-0 team, the Farmington Farmers, on homecoming Friday night at 7 o'clock in Bushnell. I feel like we're going to mention homecoming a lot today, like the homecoming game for Monmouth Roseville hosting Sherrard right off of the bat in the first. Titan running back Matthew Burris plunges in to put the Titans on the board first 7-0. To the second quarter we go. Jordan Cheek to Jamani Skinnard on the 12-yard touchdown pass as Monmouth Roseville set the tone. Still in the second quarter, watch out for Burris on the far side of your screen. He's loose, and on the outside he will cruise in for 6 more Titan points. Oh, by the way, congratulations, Matthew Burris. He's named Homecoming King at halftime with his team leading 28-7. Late in the ballgame, C.J. Daniel breaks Burris's school record for the longest touchdown run in school history. An amazing 95-yard run to the crib. After 2 close losses earlier in the season, the Titans pound the Tigers 53-13 for their second win of the season. The Western Illinois women's soccer team found itself in a close competitive matchup on a beautiful Sunday afternoon against Drake. We take you to John McKenzie Alumni Field. Annie Schmitz of the Bulldogs would have an early opportunity as her cross that wound up being a shot almost finds the frame. And then for Drake, Rebecca Roberts goes the distance right over the top of Curie. The Leatherneck goalkeeper, Allie Smith, had the Drake assist. Western, though, would answer. Bianca Romay, there she goes. She will go in behind the back line. She chases a through ball from Madeline Edwards and knocks it into the back of the net, tying things up at 1 apiece. That would be the score when this contest would end up going into not just 1 overtime, we need a double overtime. Rebecca Roberts takes the long pass, breaks down the left side of the pitch. She goes flying down, finds the bottom corner. She will shoot it under the arm of Curie, who deflected it. That is the game-winning goal. Western falls 2-1 in double OT. They play next at Oral Roberts in Tulsa, Oklahoma on Friday night, kick at 7. That was Rapid Fire Sports. Final word is next.